Morning, everyone. It's Friday, October 25th, 2024. Today is step 2 day. How you guys feeling? I'm feeling a lot better. Sorry, I had to cancel my live yesterday. I had to take care of myself, but I am here. I know Gary is on live, so it's kind of counterintuitive, but I am gonna still keep going. How you guys feeling today? Scorpio season is very volatile, to say the least, and my feelings are, I think it's a lot of things are happening for a reason for me to really look inside. And one thing that I'm doing is really facing my fears, because we all have fears of, in our subconscious, because of the things that happened in the past, or maybe you're just afraid of these things that you really fear is going to happen in situations. And if things were shown, and then you finally get to work on that fear. So I am learning to forgive myself and forgive others, and just keep moving forward with this. It's a bit cloudy in Vancouver. It's definitely a little chilly and cold. But my feelings are slowly finding a neutral point, so that's a good thing. Because yesterday I work on myself. It just let things go instead of holding it in, because that's something that I've been doing subconsciously and unconsciously, really, right? So I'm learning to just be, and it's okay that I feel this way and I let it all out, And anger is a sign of self-love. My soul is protecting me. My soul is showing me when my boundaries are crossed. And I'm learning that it's like I value myself, and I'm worthy, and I'm lovable, right? I just did this program. I learned this 1-to-3 ratio or something. And every time you have a negative thought, you say that it's okay, that you don't want to take it all in, so you express it. And when you have a negative thought, you say afterwards 3 times, with the kind of like erase and override with the positive thought. So for example, you felt like, why am I like this? I'm always the bad one. And then it flip the narrative into, I'm a good person. I do good things for the world. And you repeat that 2 more times. I'm a good person. I do good things for the world. I'm a good person. I do good things for the world. So yeah, I'm going to start using it. Every time you thought of, like, you catch yourself saying some negative stuff, and you just override with a positive thought. And so it's good to kind of catch yourself and be more of an observer than ever before. Yeah. How are you guys feeling? Yesterday morning, it was wild. The night before, I had a hard time sleeping because of things that would happen. It was so shocking, and it made me so mad, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I tried to calm myself down, did all the things that I have, tools and fascia maneuvers. But sometimes if you can't sleep, and you just have to accept that you cannot sleep, and you're not going to sleep. Do you ever have that night that you just can't sleep anymore, and you literally forgot how to sleep, and you try so hard to fall asleep, but you can't, and then you're just like, okay, I give up. I'm just gonna go on my phone. Anyways, the next day, so I've been listening to this recording, like coding, like changing DNA and working on my self-worth and all of that, like, meditation type of thing. And so I was told that I can just put on the recording and I go to bed. So that's what I exactly did. And yesterday morning, I woke up probably like around 5 a.m. or something. Suddenly, why am I listening to the meditation in my sleep? I woke up with the sensation of, it's literally like some pressure on my belly, like a shooting pain all across my belly, like this, boom. And I was like, okay, what is that? And I immediately felt like that energy came up like through my throat chakra, like in my throat. And I needed to cough. So I did like, And then in my back of my head, wow, what was that? And I felt like almost as if somebody tried to kill me. And it sliced my belly and then choked me or something like that. And it's like, okay, maybe I just released my fear of my past life or something, you know, because I was told that I got murdered. And how I got murdered is of course a mystery, but kind of like connecting the dots, you know, getting some information here and there and examines like maybe this could have happened, you know, like all of these things. And I share this one of the lives, but I got in my mother's note when I was born, it says resuscitated. So that's a very strong word. That means I was dead. I was half dead when I was born. But what really happened was I was born by C-section. That itself is traumatic. Like in the human garage, we even have a C-section release for forehead to kind of ease the anxiety and the stress that we're C-section babies are prone to. But anyways, so when I came out, my mom said that my umbilical cords were wrapped around, like maybe like twice or something in my neck, around my neck. So I wasn't breathing. So the doctor had to like, oh, okay, she wasn't breathing. It's like smack my body. And I started to cry because when I came out, I wasn't breathing. So it wasn't nothing dramatic, my mom said, but you know, she was in my medication, so she didn't feel the pain of, you know, being her belly being cut. And yeah, so it wasn't nothing too crazy, but I was put in an incubator, and my mom wasn't able to see me, kind of like that. So it says something. And I feel like it's also shows that, you know, how maybe I got murdered and maybe I got choked or something. You know, I think about that a lot. The fact that I got resuscitated and came out like this. So it's like, but then the fact that I rose from the ashes like a phoenix, it's like, hello, I'm back again. So I think about that a lot. And with the sensation yesterday morning, with that cutting sensation and that choke, like I needed to cough. And that was very interesting. So I share this on my class yesterday in front of my students. I was teaching Fascia maneuver classes, and so I told everyone, maybe I relived the sensation of how I got killed in one of my past life, because I know I got murdered. And one of my students said, no, I think that means you were literally reborn again, because it's like cutting the belly, like that's like you came out of the mother. Good morning, it's forfeit. Good morning, everyone. And then it's kind of like it's a representation of me reborn again, being, you know, from the belly, the cutting sensation. And then, I don't know, and then I had to cough and then address like I had to speak a voice. So, so it means like, it's like reborn. And it's like, oh, maybe that's very interesting, because I never thought that way. Oh, that's what I thought when you explained it. Oh, wow, just yeah. So, that's a great sign. I had to die before I had to die in order to be born again. You know what I mean? So death and rebirth. And then after that, I thought about my address. I live on this building. It's 999 Seymour Street. And that's it. You know, when my partner picked this place, my ex-partner picked this place, it's like, wow, it's 999. And I look it up and it says death and rebirth. And it's like, it's scary, because, you know, when your ego dies, it's like clings, you know. That's what I feel like in the outer world society, the system is crumbling, and there will be no hierarchy where we are going. So the system is going to be more like that. Everyone gets to be their own boss, and collaboration is going to be the dominant, right? So anyway, so the elite were like doing their last supper, last celebration of like, okay, I'm going to hold on to this wealth and, you know, things, but it doesn't work. Also, anything that you want to hide, it's going to be transparent, and that's the frequency we're in. And yeah, so you can't hide stuff. And that's exactly why I found out some stuff, and that shattered me. Yeah, it's absolutely shattered me. But I'm working through forgiveness. I think after all, it's forgiveness that, you know, makes us move forward, help us move forward. Now, going back to the rebirth, and rebirth is, yeah, so I had this little sensation of cutting in the throat, and I cough in the sleep, and I woke up, and it's like, oh, maybe some people, you know, it's just like it was a spirit. But now and then yesterday, so after in my sleep, I had the sensation, and I woke up with a message, a warm message that supported me, and I just like bursting into tears. And it was like, you know, before my Instagram, my regular time, it's like, okay, I normally like kind of suck it up, and I just like do my morning rituals, which is to show up and speak my truth and then being vulnerable, and it's okay for me to cry. But it's like, okay, I am not okay. I need to take some time to grieve and take my time to be angry. I take my time to finally face my fear, because what did come up for me was literally the fear that I had. And it was shown, and it was very uncomfortable. But I think here's the power. I list up, it's not a complete list, but I list my fears, like worst fear, worst nightmare. Do you guys have that? Like, you know, worst nightmare of all. Like, I think when you start to count it, it's like millions of fears. That'll be kind of interesting. You actually take some time to list your fears. List like the fear of dying, or fear of being killed. And like we all have that subconsciously, but I think on the surface, we don't really think about being killed on the street unless you live on the very dangerous area, right? So I think it's about the trigger. We all have that sort of fear here and there. But I specifically, what I did was fear around relationships. And because of the low self-esteem and lack of self-worth, I have attracted so many failed relationships, and that where I bent myself and became a people pleaser, but also didn't know my boundaries, and I overpouring my love that are not even appreciated, rather taken as annoyance, if you guys know what that means. And so I'm learning to really be an observer rather than be in the love, because I have Leo rising inside of me, and I just love people, you know, love. But it's not that this trait is a bad thing. It's I just watched this video that really resonated with me. It's good that you have love, but what you need to also consider is giving the same love that you give to others to yourself, right? And that's something that it came out to me, and that's something that, you know, I always say this, like logically I know I love myself and myself first, but then when you're in a relationship or, you know, situations, and then you have to consider what other people's feeling at the same time. It's funny, it's like it's a balance and paradox. Like you're learning and to, you know, learning to know that you're not responsible for people's emotions, just like they're not responsible for your own emotions, right? For my emotion. all the things I do still at 74 ounce. I don't know what that means. Can you elaborate? And it's for fit that feels so difficult sometimes, but only when we love ourselves first are we able to give our best self. Yeah, that's something that coming up for me. And I think yesterday was a very unusual day for me. I literally took some time to just lie down, lie down on the floor, also lie down on the balcony. And I just, it was a nice day, so I got the sunshine, and I just like sunbathing and then meditating and then crying like a baby. But now that I think about it, you know, I was reborn, rebirth, a little had the sensation of my belly being cut, and then the pressure built up around here, and I cough. And then so it was like the first voice that a baby, how do you say, the baby speaks up, right? Like, ah! And then yesterday was the day that I just needed to let that baby cry, because I cry like a baby. So yeah, cry like a baby. That's it. That's exactly that, you know, how I would describe the day. Answer to improve. All the things I do still add answer to improve. Answer to, like, what do you mean? Like an answer to improve? Like you're looking for how you respond to yourself better? Or I don't know, you're talking about something completely different. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, so I didn't think that Scorpio season is a continuation of all the zodiac season that came before. But now I understand the benefits of following the astrology, not just only following the astrology, but compare your learning with the energy of the day, so that it's like you learn so much about yourself. But also, you don't want to be too caught up with that energy of the day either. You know, you always know that you work on yourself, your self-love, because if you are loved, I think everything falls into place. And I know that, but it's time for me to embody. And so I keep using this word embody and what is it? Feeling, because those are the two words that I am working, because I know something to be true. I have this like strong knowingness that come and go. Hi, Mish. Good to see you. Inner knowingness. And I am slowly starting to really believe that inner knowingness, because when you doubt your inner knowingness, this soft, subtle voice that coming from within, if your mind says something else to tackle and attack this inner knowingness, there's a lot of conflicting belief inside of you that really in the way of your life and the manifestation. So what I'm working on is, okay, I am starting to believe. Also, this is a good technique that I learned. You can put your fingers into your third eye, and you can do like a reprogramming, like, lots of techniques like tapping and all of that. But okay, what I called for is, or what what I want is, and it's just like quoting yourself. And at the end of it, time is an illusion. What we see is an illusion. It's so hard to see that when you're in the moment, but it's all about the programming. It's like programming yourself, you create your own matrix. And so, okay, what I want is, what I program is, and you can even say some of the stuff that you don't want to do. And then as we do that, it's kind of like, okay, erase, and coding. So it's kind of like consistently telling yourself, this is what I believe, and this is what I become, and this is how, and now I've been working through that. So now I'm adding, this is what I embody, this is what I feel, because knowingness is one thing, and I think that to be the absolute truth. That's where your intuition comes from. You attach to your heart. But in order for us to manifest that inner knowingness to this in this 3D world, embodiment, like literally you need to feel that to be true with the entire body, that all parts of yourself, all parts of your cells have like consciousness that needs to support that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, knowingness is one thing that's going to happen. When you have a conflicted belief, it's like, yeah, but if, you know, brain says something and then now like some parts of your body says something else. Oh, this is what happened before. You remember, like, you have this anger. Don't ever forget this anger, you know. But we have to reset. Like, just because this happened in the past doesn't mean that's gonna happen again. And it's all up to us, because it's all up to our frequency. And as we need to, it's very hard to trust this, but when you know better from that relationship or from the lesson in the past, you will going to do better because you know better. And this is where the mind comes. It's like, are you really, it's like, did you really learn the lesson? But it's just like, this is where you need to set the boundaries for yourself. Like Scorpio season, it's very stingy, and you're like sometimes looking at outside. Okay, I like this, I don't like this. It's like you're setting boundaries for that, but also, it's most importantly, setting boundaries for yourself. It's the most self-loving way, loving things that you can do to yourself, because it's at the end of it, it doesn't matter what people say, what's going on outside. It's about you, it's about me. What do I think about this? Can we work our way through? But it's just like not the thoughts. Like, it's like I'm learning to really feel that way through. So I'm not resisting my anger anymore. I'm not resisting my sadness anymore. And I catch myself when the sadness comes up, and I try to ignore, like neglect, like it happens subconsciously. It's like, oh no, you're not welcome here. But in order for us to be whole, we need to accept all feelings, like just be whole. And so I'm learning that, like, I just like, okay, I feel this, I feel this, I feel this. All emotions are powerful, and I'm here to just be the best friends for all those feelings, because all feelings are trying to teach me something. And anger, thank you, anger, because anger teaches me, anger is protecting me, right? Anger is protecting me and to show me where my boundaries are. So, but it's not to attack people. Hello, Lee. So, yeah, so to become a whole, accept all parts of ourselves, and that is to feel all parts of ourselves, like feeling it out in our body. That is the embodiment of all feelings. I'm all parts of myself. I accept all parts of myself. I am just me, and know that who I am, out of all this uncomfortable feeling that I could have throughout the day, it comes and goes. Even when I'm angry, even when I'm sad, even when I'm grieving, I am still loved, and I'm still lovable, and I'm still worthy. I think this is like, we all have some false belief about ourselves. Like, when I'm not happy, I'm not lovable, for example. When I'm angry, I'm not lovable. But I think it's very important to know that even when I'm angry, even when I'm sad, even when I'm going through this and my life is kind of shitty right now, and I'm going through this financial problems or whatever, but all of this, I'm still lovable and I'm worthy. So every time you know, 1 to 3 ratio that I learned, every time you come up with, you know, when you think of some feelings, and then try to override with a positive narrative. And in order to override it, is erase this, or you override it, you write on it, and then you repeat that positive thought 3 times so that you can completely erase this. So something that came out for me, and it's something that I'm practicing. Yeah, good morning, everyone. So all the things you mentioned, people pleaser, etc., which is part of you, how do you change your personality? I was a giving teacher for 40 years. I am. So being a giver is a very honorable thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong about you, but what you can learn is to give yourself that love first and foremost. And what it's like for you to give yourself first, because everyone wants something from you, right? Everyone's so used to you giving them what they want. But I think there is, there are lots of definition out there, the differences between wants and needs. And people want something, but sometimes you just give them what they need. But also it's an act of self-love, and you're doing something favor for people every time you actually choose yourself. And here's a paradox, because we are so programmed to think that, okay, if I might sacrifice myself and do something that I don't want but people want, and you were just not putting yourself first, right? And teaching is a very honorable job. Like, for sure, like, I understand that imbalance of giving and receiving is very hard. Sometimes I could go out to teach dance, and in a day, like 300 kids in total. And it's just like, sometimes I go home and it gets so drained. It's like, it's crazy how energy exchange works. But when I get that perfect ideal class, as I'm giving, I get receiving at the same time. So that teaching becomes a perfect exchange of this energy. But, it doesn't happen all the time, but I am aware when I'm giving so much and I'm not reciprocating it back, like someone's not doing that, and that I can stop. Okay, you keep doing this, and then I will give you more when you're ready. But it doesn't work that way all the time. So it's definitely, I think taking time for yourself, like, just because every time you give parts of yourself away, and that parts of yourself is not being fulfilled in some way, because that the person is not ready to take that, and it creates a resentment in you every time. It creates a lot of resentment. And let me tell you, the Scorpio season, I learned that at Human Garage, Scorpio is the organs that connected to is gallbladder. Gallbladder, so this is my right side. So you go to the underneath your rib cage on the corner, a rib cage. This is where the gallbladder and liver live. And this is where we store anger and resentment. And, when you look at Chinese medicine, you can see gallbladder meridians on the side of your body. And so it makes sense. Every time you do something against your will, and just because you want to please other people, you are sacrificing your, what's that word? Self, it's like you go against your will, and that creates a lot of sour and bitterness in you. And that will come back if you don't acknowledge that. And again, going back to the theme of being whole, we need to accept all parts of yourself that come up. Every time I do something against our will, here comes the bitterness, here comes the resentment, and here comes this fiery energy of anger. And we need to pay attention to that and honor that. Like, thank you, emotions. And I was embracing my anger yesterday, and I'm learning to be very comfortable feeling that emotion of anger without resisting. It's like, thank you, anger. Like, I feel fiery, like, for the first time, right? So there's a lot of power in feeling those strong emotions. It shows how passionate you are in life. And but for just like for anything, sadness, anger, resentment, anything, it's all about what you're gonna do about it, right? Are you gonna let that anything, even joy, even the pleasure is great, but if you just keep choosing pleasure over pain, then you're not learning anything. You don't understand the contrast. You're not paying attention to the negative emotion that lesson that negative emotion trying to teach us. So it's about the balance. You don't want to dwell on anything. You don't want to dwell on the pleasure. You don't want to dwell on that sadness, anger. But when it comes, we need to pay attention. And that's what I'm practicing, because every time the emotion comes, and for me, anger came up a little bit this morning, and it's like, okay, I'm going to embrace this emotion. Thank you, anger. I see you. And I love using the word, I feel you, embody you, because I want to be whole. I want to be the person that accepts all parts of myself, right? All parts of my body, that where even my body parts that hold some of the uncomfortable emotion that eventually manifested as pain, tension, or sensation, maybe the diagnosis, right? Like, thank you for this, so that I can release some of the emotion that I maybe stored in my body too. But I'm also, those emotions, that trapped emotion needs to be felt, needs to be acknowledged, it needs to be seen, and need to vibrate it out. I love that phrase of vibrate out. Vibration. So it needs to have a little bit of celebration here in order to let it out. It's not like, I no longer need you, go away. You can do that. You can try it, surely. And, but I think those emotions just needs to be felt. It's like, okay, thank you, pain. Thank you, tightness. Let's dance together. Let's move with that tension together, like literally, physically. And, hips are the area where we tend to carry a lot. Also shoulders, neck area. We all have we're all different, but tension patterns are very similar. We're all human, and it doesn't matter where people are. Tension patterns are very similar. So it's just like, move with the tension, move with the emotion. Movement is the answer. Flow is the answer. Like, can I be more flowy? Can I be more fluid, adaptive in every aspect of my life, my body? And again, that means sometimes to face the uncomfortable feelings. So today is, I haven't even started this. Today is a very sensitive day. And because it's today's step 2, and I'm going to step 3, but step 2 means feeling. So naturally, we're connected to our feelings and emotions. And so you get, and then with the energy of Scorpio, it can get, your emotional boundaries may fail to hold up, or you may wake up to no emotional boundaries. That's because today's lesson and spiritual adjustment involves where to draw the emotional line. It's all about boundaries. Scorpio season, all about boundaries. Boundaries is not about, okay, shielding myself, but understand, most importantly, boundaries for yourself. When the emotions, when the thought comes up, when the mind tries to tell you something, it's like, wait a minute, I don't do this anymore. I don't do overwhelm anymore. I don't do this thing anymore, right? Telling yourself, okay, I am programming this. What I'm programming in this is more belief in myself, right? It's like a little ritual. So before you officially start your day, it may be a good idea to get in touch with your feelings through yoga, all kinds of exercise, walking, spiritual practice of your choice. Grounding your feelings will give you an advantage to managing the entire day ahead. As your day unfolds, you will likely experience feelings of sensitivity around different topics in your life. If something in your outer life triggers you, realize that it's because something else or similar is upsetting you inside yourself. The feelings represent issues your soul is currently working with. However, there's also a lesson to be learned about your personal boundaries with yourself. It's possible you have had the walls with yourself up and high. You have been unaware of these feelings all along. Or you could be letting things get to you that don't really matter in the greater scheme of things. You're looking for the sweet spot of where to draw the line, which should be based on what makes you most comfortable. And that is a power, because I think, things happen, and the theme comes up, the core false core belief about yourself that you kind of accepted, at some point in your life, like, oh, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy of this or that. And it's like, okay, thank you for this reminder. I'm going through, and then feeling emotional about it, or maybe anger comes up, right? But it's like, what you're working on is literally you. And can you share where you're sharing from? Oh yeah, this is from Sears Joy. Sears Joy is an astrology app that Human Garage follow, and you can sign up. And the first month is I think $3.99 USA, and you can you can choose to subscribe it, or you can unsubscribe it after. But Step System really changed how I see the world, and I see with more numbers. Yeah. So that's that material I'm reading. You could also say that you're exploring your comfort zones today and making new emotional boundary policies with yourself that feel the most comfortable. You may also be protecting yourself from yourself. For instance, your thoughts may interfere with your emotional serenity, and so you may need boundaries to protect your feelings from your thoughts. In each of your stories today, feel through the portion of your life, identify where the emotional boundary needs to be drawn in order to feel the most comfortable. Feeling our way through good feeling thoughts, right? Good feeling thought. But you can't get to good feeling thoughts by bypassing some of the emotions or try to shortcut. And that's something that also came up to me. There is no way to feel good genuinely, authentically, did I say it right, without feeling all the emotions, or without feeling all emotions, or you can't ignore some of the emotion to just feel good. You can't do that. It's not like dwelling in the past or some of the emotions, but you just have to flow your way through it, feel your way through this. Your true feelings are coming up about self-esteem, deficit to yourself, and your inner credit rating. Avoid blaming money or outside entities. So financial maybe fear is coming up for a lot of people, and that's okay. Just respond to your feelings in ways that build credit new with yourself, make yourself feel valued. So every time you worry about, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay rent? If you're in a position, like, I totally understand, you just have to take actions and make it work, right? But in order to get to, like, if you're in this position, it's like, okay, I need to create abundance. I don't have to worry about it right this second. But okay, when the fear comes up, it's like, I see you, I feel you, thank you for being here to protect me. I'm going to move with you and take the necessary action. But I'm also, while doing that, reprogram yourself. It's like, I am valuable, I am provided, I am valuable. We'll do that like 3 times more to create a new core belief about your life and yourself. It is literally like, I'm finally slowly embodying the fact that as soon as, like, we came into this world, it's our birthright to be abundant and be provided and be loved and lovable. Can you let that sink in? As soon as we came, like, we're on earth, we chose to be here. We are protected, even when we can't see. Universe, God, higher self, whatever, our soul exactly knows the way. We just have to listen. This invisible thing is the only thing that exists, really. And trust that what we need is provided. And we can demand that you can use this birthright. It's not to tell anybody. It's not to tell people to demand somebody. It's not more about that. Like, it's more like, once you decide, okay, once you accept, like, I am provided, I am lovable, I am loved, and when you have that, then that's what you manifest. Everyone around you, situation, organization needs to, you command them. This is the programming. This is how I show up to the world now. I upgraded my self-worth. Here I am, right? You don't have to tell people feel, right? This is something that I am slowly embodying too, because you are worried. It's like, okay, don't trigger my self-worth. I've been working on this self-worth. So, but the universe is always going to test you, right? It's a lesson always come back, and your power is to do differently so that you can finally break the pattern. Now, oh, you see the light in my face. Thank you for seeing that. Oh, it's life sometimes sucks, but you know, forgiveness. Release your anger. Feel your anger and you release it, you use it and rise above it. Yeah. So true feelings are coming up about self-esteem, deficit to yourself, and your inner child. I read that already. Okay, next one. Your feelings are telling the story of how you really feel inside. What you feel today is a result of all your feelings combined over the last year. Given how you feel today, what changes would you make to feel better going forward? Today's goal is to connect to your feelings and determine when the healthy boundary is to feel good all the time. So when you always caught yourself with the negative emotions, like, why am I like this? It's like, oh, okay, you know, like, it's a negative thought. It's all about noticing, observing, stop, and tell yourself, I can observe this. I can feel those emotions because I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings. And that's why I can stop myself. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking this way? And going back to inner knowingness, I started to write down what I believe to be true, what I know to be true. And okay, this is the absolute truth. Now, it hasn't really manifested in my outer world yet, but this is what I believe, and this is what I'm going to manifest. Now, I am starting to really honor this, and now what I need to work on is to feel this absolute truth in my body and embody it and act as if. And because I feel knowingness is one thing. There's inner knowingness that this to be true, but your mind, it tried to protect you. It's like, wow, what are you thinking? You know, it's a conflicted belief right there. So when you have that thought, catch yourself. It's like, no, your mind have no power over this. It's a boundary for yourself, boundary for your mind. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to embody this truth. I'm going to embody this inner knowingness, what it's like to feel and act as if, right? And another theme that coming up for me is tapping into my divine femininity, that my soul being wanted to, like, eager, and that is all about stop chasing, stop trying so hard, and I just be and allow the things to come in order to be magnetic, that because feminine energy is magnetic, right? And it's like there's an image that I saw from the video, one of the posts that I found, like feminine energy, powerful woman is sit in her throne and put herself in the crown, and it just like demands and things come. And women's are so powerful. Like, that's the feminine energy right there. And it doesn't matter whether you're man or woman. We all have that power. So can we really start embodying that? What it's like to be that and act as if that you're that. Be it till it comes. Yes. So, and I feel good all the time. Ultimately, this is a sensitive day. Be patient, understanding, and compassionate to yourself. This is a lesson about protecting your feelings, allowing yourself to feel, okay, this is important. Allowing yourself to feel self-judgment, guilt, or shame is not protecting your feelings. Don't allow yourself to fall into unnecessary punishment or reliving old events that you cannot change. Dwelling in the past will only give your power away to the past. Feel good or gooder means better. Feeling good is my first priority. So, yeah, you know, guilt, shame are one of the very lowest frequency according to Dr. Hawkins' power versus force. If you guys know what that is, it's like the chart shows that expansion of frequency, level of frequency. It's not so much about this, but it's just to show, and this is the expansion and enlightenment, and this is the lowest frequency, like death. And lowest frequency after death, before death, is literally shame, guilt. And so that, right? And then in the middle, there's like peace and love and all of that. And what I learned, there's a study that highest, do you guys know what the highest frequency of it all? You know, anger, grief, all of that. And shame, guilt are the lowest. The highest frequency is authenticity. Not even like emotions, but the emotions, and through, it's kind of like threw you off, but authenticity authenticity is the highest frequency of it all. That means accepting all parts of yourself. Yes, love is a higher frequency. Yes, me. Yes, MNK. Yes, but authenticity, accepting all parts of yourself. That means accepting all thoughts, accepting all feelings, but knowing that those things are not yours. Like, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, but because you learn that those thoughts are trying to protect us, so be the best friends. It's like you hold space for them. It's like, okay, thank you for being here. I'm your best friend. What do you want me to see? And catch some of the thoughts. It's like, wait a minute, I see you, I feel you, but that's not me anymore. You can leave, thank you. And anger comes up. Thank you, anger, for being here. What do you want me to see? Okay, thank you, anger, for reminding me to be more confident with myself and believe in myself. And thank you for this situation, for showing me that this is not what I want to see anymore. And that's a powerful spell that you can put on yourself. Like, you're telling the universe, it's like, my self-worth is so high, and I'm so valuable, and I believe that I'm worthy of love and support. I'm worthy of great love and support. Thank you for reminding me. This is the last time I see this. Thank you. Please and thank you. And now you can leave. So you get to command that. I think we forget, we don't forget. We just didn't know. So let's stop practicing dictating our narratives. It's not like controlling, but it's just like, because you are so strong, you know how powerful you are, and you know that you create your own reality. You set yourself boundaries, then you see something that you don't want to see. It's like, okay, thank you for showing me this to recreate or reinforce my boundaries. I love myself so much that this is not aligned with this or whatever, but I'm also looking for the way to see that little thing and from a different perspective, that it doesn't create anger. Maybe whatever people do, like, this is what I learned from the program that I just did. We're not victims. But we sometimes like to sort of play a victim. And the victim mentality, it's what put us in a shame and guilt, the lowest frequency. In order for us to raise the frequency and embrace the authenticity and, higher frequency, is basically, okay, I'm losing the train of thought. But accepting all parts of yourself and just let go. When that comes, nothing we hold on, nothing in this world needs to be hold on, even the pleasure, even the love. And you just have to, constant flow is the answer. Constant flow, and let go of everything. Because when you let go, and I also started to use a phrase, let God take care of this situation. Thank you. Just like, you don't have to hold on to anything. It's just like, okay, whatever meant to be will never miss me. And it's very scary, if you come from that place where a lot of times you have fear of losing things that your heart really wanted. But serious joy, thank God, keep reminding me that I have a fear of that. But thank God it won't happen again. And so, in considering the signs that coming up for me, I experienced like rebirth sensation. I had this cutting sensation of my belly and my throat chakra. Like open that, I cough in my sleep. So I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to manifest what I believe in this world. And I know that in order to see what I believe is to accept all parts of myself and become whole. In order for me to become whole, it's to accept all feelings without judgment and listen to what they need to say and move with that emotions and flow and let go. Just let go and let God take care of your situation. Yeah. I just like let God, just leave it up to God. I mean, we have a choice. Fearing the unknown or trusting the unknown, right? Fear or faith. And that's the difference. There's the invisible. Fearing the invisible or trusting the invisible. That's for you. Either you have a faith or you don't, right? So it's both are invisible. Thank you for reminding me how I am. Yes, yeah, bye Lee. So let's really embody that. Okay, let's finish this live with the cards. I tapped 2 times, and what came up is all synced. Let go of control and relax into flow. Let go of control and relax into flow. It's a beautiful card. It's a card from Brittany Carmichael Shine, and it's a beautiful card. Life is happening to help you out, so just let go and relax into flow. When you resist the reality of what is actually happening, you will miss the magic of the moment. Holding on to expectations of what you think should happen only limits you from finding freedom, fun, and flow in your life. When you surrender your control, fear, worry, doubt, and stress, you begin to activate the spiritual synchronicities that align with your soul's purpose. Stop stressing about the should and supposed to. You're always where you're meant to be in divine timing. Drop the expectation and take my mom's advice. Let it go, Louie. Let go of fear. Let go of worry. Let go of anger. Let go of guilt. Let go of excuses. Let go of comparison. Let go of negative relationships. Let go of resentment. Let go of blame. Let go of jealousy. Let go of excess. Let go of all beliefs and patterns. Self-love is about finding the balance between thriving for your wildest dreams and relaxing during the in-between. When you let go of the old, you make room to receive the new you've been asking for. Take a deep breath and pause. Let go and relax. I let go and find myself in a magical flow of synchronicities. I just thought of what I should do. Okay, so this is one of the technique that I learned. You can put your fingers into your third eye and literally reprogram yourself. There's so many things you can do, affirmations. Like what I want to call for is, I just let go and let everything leave it up to God and trust and just accept all parts of myself, because I don't need to force myself to stay in love. Like that's exhausting sometimes, you know. I tell myself that sometimes. It's like, stay in love, stay in love. But when that negative emotion tries to take over, it's just like, I need to let that feel through me, right? Let that go and know that even when I'm angry, even when I'm sad, even when I'm going through like hard times, like physically, emotionally, spiritually, I am always safe, protected, and provided. It's my birthright when I came into this earth that I am radically lovable, even when I'm angry, even when I make mistakes, and I'm still lovable. So this is what I program. Ooh. What I program myself, what I'm calling for is all acceptance, the full acceptance of who I am. When I'm doing this or that, I'm still lovable. That's a very comforting place to be for me, because I had this like low self-esteem that kind of haunted me all my life. That because of that false belief, I self-sabotage myself a lot. So that's something that I'm working through and I'm getting better at and more. And there's so many layers to it, right? But you will come to the point where you're just trusting yourself even in the middle of crazy change and crazy emotional turmoil. But now it's right. I am trusting and I am lovable. I am valuable. I am abundant. I am provided. And I am safe. Okay. It's so weird. I love that. Maybe good for 11 lines too. You're moving fascia, guys. So this is how, okay, that felt really good. Yeah, it's at the end of it. Thank you, Irene. It's all about what you become. What you believe is what you become. In order to become, you need to have this inner knowingness. You need to listen to this inner knowingness. And you have to remove conflicted belief against that inner knowingness. And using this inner knowingness as your lighthouse, like the light to follow, then you use your body to embody that inner knowingness, all parts of yourself. And if you have the strong core belief about yourself, everything will fall into place, like magically. Let's just make more magic and be magnetic, and yeah, just tap into a feminine power. And we all have this. It's not about the gender. So I feel good. I feel better. Yeah, let's become whole. You know, take emotions as it comes and let it vibrate you out, and accepting all parts of yourself. That concludes the live today. Thank you guys for watching. I always end up just talking by myself. But if you ever want to come on live, reach out to me or can casually just jump in. We can work through that. But thank you guys for, you know, showing up for yourself, you know. Lots of release. And Scorpio season is about boundaries for yourself. Eliminating what you are not so that you can set who you become. What you need to focus on, this is what I learned. What you need to focus on is that person you're becoming. So don't worry about the past, don't worry about the future. You just focus on the person you are becoming every single day. My goal is to become whole. whole, become a woman. So bye guys, and have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday. Bye everybody. So much love. So much love. Bye.